Thank you for joining us, everyone. And it is from the courtroom that we begin today's program. Action resumed at the Court of Appeal, the venue of the Presidential Election Tribunal, where the Hope Democratic Party commenced the presentation of its case against the election of President Muhammadu Buhari by calling its witnesses. Counsel to the HDP, they've tendered documents, certified true copies of daily newspapers to buttress the points on the petition against the victory of the APC and its presidential candidate. We'll be talking a little later on to our correspondent who's covering proceedings on the ground for us. We'll get back to Amaka quite shortly. In the meantime, another court case, and this is that of the Supreme Court. They've struck out an application by the All Progressives Congress, which asked the Apex Court to review the consequential orders of its earlier judgment on the Zamfara governorship elections. Now, in a unanimous ruling of 5 panel of justices led by Justice Bode Rose-Viver, the Apex Court maintains that the application is incompetent, that it lacks merit and should not have been brought before it in the first place.
Testimony is that the court, the Supreme Court, being the apex court of this country, has said that the application itself is incompetent and ought not to have been brought before them at all. And they do not have the jurisdiction to entertain it whatsoever. And that has always been our position, that it is indeed an insult to the highest court of the land to bring such an application before them in an appeal they had decided finally. Like they have always said, the Supreme Court is not infallible because they are final, but they are final, and therefore they are infallible. So they have reinstated that point, as they have always done over and over again. They remain the final court of the land, and their decision on Zamfara case is final, and that is the end of it. No person can go and wake it up like they were trying to do.
Well, in the meantime, lead counsel to the appellant is insisting that the decision of the court was based on technicalities, as the merits of his application were not looked into. He says he will tighten the loose ends that the judgment has pointed out and submit his application again. Let's join our correspondent Amaka Okafor with the latest at the Presidential Elections Tribunal. Amaka.
The Hope Democratic Party today began its case, but in a dramatic turn of events, it closed its case today. Now, at the beginning of the sitting, the counsel to the HDP, Mr. Ezen Nanyalugo, had called his first witness, one Ibrahim Yunus, who told the tribunal that there was a referendum on the 16th of 2019 where 50 million Nigerians voted its presidential candidate, Mr. Ambrose Oworu. But under cross-examination, the witness did confirm to the court, or did agree with the respondent, that indeed the election took place on the 23rd of February 2019 and that President Muhammadu Buhari was the elected president on that said election. He also agreed with the INEC counsel, Mr. Yunus Usman, that INEC was the only body responsible for holding any election in Nigeria. When asked who conducted the referendum he referred to in his witness statement, the witness did say it was the Citizens Protective Rights Organization. But under cross-examination, again by the INEC chairman, he did agree that no such body can conduct an election other than INEC. After that particular witness, counsel to the HDP asked for an adjourned date to enable him bring more witnesses, but the tribunal did not agree with him. He called a second witness, who he said was a subpoenaed witness, but he eventually asked the tribunal that to allow him withdraw that particular witness and close his case because there was no written deposition on behalf of that particular witness. And when he was asked by the tribunal time to interact with the witness to, extract a witness statement from him. But the tribunal pointed out to him that he got the order since on the 8th of June 2019, a clear 2 months from today. And after the chairman of the tribunal did point out that particular issue to him, he decided, or he elected, to close his case. The respondents in the case, which include President Muhammad Buhari, the Independent National Electoral Commission, and the All Progressive Congress, all said they will not be calling any witness, but will prefer to get a date to file their final written addresses. And after listening to all parties, the chairman of the tribunal adjourned to the 5th of August for parties to adopt their written addresses, but he did order the Hope Democratic Party to file its final written address within 2 days, and for all respondents to respond to that particular address within 2 days after they had gotten his own, and then if he so wishes to respond to them, he can file his response for, and it must be concluded on the 27th of July 2019. And that is all that took place at the tribunal this morning.